The Canadian government continues to mimic Justin Trudeau's favorite dictatorship, the one in Beijing, this time with organ harvesting.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fast as we need to start investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility that I know Stephen Harper must dream about.
That clip was from before Justin Trudeau was Canada's Prime Minister, but boy, was it ever a clue about what was to come, wasn't it? If it's not his CCP-style crackdown on civil liberties of peaceful protesters in the nation's capital, it's his ministers joking or perhaps seriously considering using tanks, Tiananmen Square style, to disrupt the anti-COVID freedom convoy that took place in Ottawa last February. And now we can add CCP-style organ harvesting to the list of things Justin Trudeau loves to do that China did first. Let me go back a step, though. Canada's medical assistance in dying protocols are changing. They're sliding very quickly down a slippery slope since their inception back in 2016. The program quickly changed from being just available to people whose deaths are absolutely imminent to now apply to people with chronic illnesses and troubles like homelessness or chemical sensitivities. In some cases, the 10-day wait time has been removed, so you could receive medical assistance in dying on the day you ask for it, either in writing or verbally, too. Veterans have been offered medical assistance in dying as opposed to the help they need from Veterans Affairs bureaucrats, like Paralympian and veteran Christine Gauthier, who needs a stair lift in her house because of the paralysis she incurred due to a training-related injury. And it's a bit of a policy down at Veterans Affairs because we know of veterans across multiple jurisdictions encountering completely different Veterans Affairs caseworkers who were all suggested the same thing. You should probably just drop dead, and wouldn't we all just be happier for it? And though it's under review because of extreme public outcry and pressure, Justin Trudeau's Liberals were going to allow people with mental illness to seek medical assistance in dying in March. Now, I think we were part of that outcry through our campaign to the health minister at helpnothomicide.com. You can see all of my reports and sign the petition on that special website. Now, the timeline has shifted from March to some unfixed date at this point, but the Liberals are absolutely intending to do this, to allow the mentally ill to just kill themselves. I have no idea why we even have suicide help hotlines in this country anymore unless the help on the other end of the line is to tell you which pharmacist or nurse will give you the drugs you need to off yourself. But all this brings me to today's horrific story. Because the ghouls in the mainstream media and the Liberals, but I'm probably repeating myself a little bit there, say the spike in people accessing medical assistance in dying, well over 10,000 people last year, a 32% jump year over year to become one of Canada's leading causes of death, well, it's a good thing. And not because it reduces medical wait times in our socialized healthcare system, which it does, but that's gross. And not because it makes bureaucrats' lives and jobs a little easier when they don't have to help all the people that they're actually paid to help because they're offering these people suicide instead, because that's also gross, but because it's increasing the amount of donors on the organ donor list. Now look, when I'm dead, part me out like an old minivan. I don't care. I obviously don't need the parts anymore if I'm gone. If there are any good parts of me left that you can use, they're yours, friends. I'll do my best in the meantime to keep everything in good running shape until such time as you need my spare parts. But looking at people who are suffering, people who probably wouldn't access medical assistance in dying if the Canadian healthcare system were better, seeing these people as raw materials to see their death as a net benefit instead of an absolute failing of our socialized healthcare system and our social programs, well, that's evil. Now, of course, I think more people should be organ donors, but I don't think we should be expediting people's deaths so that we can have access to their organs. I don't think that's a good thing. I think it's a dangerous place where the less worthy of life can be viewed as natural resources to sustain the lives of more worthy people, which brings me back to the CCP comparison. You knew I'd get there. Because that's literally what they do in China. Rich Chinese oligarchs can have access to whatever organs they want or need because they get to use the less worthy of life, particularly from the religious minority of the Falun Gong. Now, the organ harvesting isn't exclusive to the Falun Gong, it's just that they're ethnically compatible with the Chinese, which makes stealing their organs a little bit easier when you don't have to worry as much about rejection of the illegal transplant. But Christians, Muslims, Uyghurs, and Tibetans are all on the receiving end of being viewed as spare parts for rich people by the state. Justin Trudeau needs better heroes. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. If you are like me, if you believe that people in the darkest hours of their lives deserve help to live and not state-sanctioned death, please visit helpnothomicide.com and sign the petition.